What's going on, Sweetwater? This is OP from Serato, and today I'm going to show you how to make a beat and record audio inside of Serato Studio. Let's go. So Serato Studio is Serato's new DAW. It's absolutely incredible. It's powered by pitch and time. So you can put samples in of different keys, different BPMs, and all of it will sync and match up together with the power of pitch and time built in. Plus, it's really easy and intuitive to use. You can easily just kind of throw in samples, drums, instruments, and everything just kind of locks in and moves very fast and easy. So today I'm going to show you really quickly how I've already made a beat inside of Serato Studio, and then I get my man Jacob from Sweetwater to come in and record some bass over the track. So really quickly, I have a drum deck set up here, and I've been able to record in a little drum pattern here. So I'm going to solo this here real quickly so you can hear it. Now, all these drum sounds that I hear are sounds from inside of Serato Studio, and they're all royalty free, meaning that you can use them without having to pay for them. Very dope. I also have some drums that I sampled into Serato Studio from a vinyl record. I recorded it into an audio track and then took it and chopped it up into pieces. So I'll play the full on drum break, and then afterwards show you what I did really quickly with the chops. So nice little drum beat right there. And I basically went through and made a couple of different chops. Right, very easy. And I can do that both here on the keyboard by pressing the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I can use the QWERTY keyboard, or I can also use my MIDI controller. Right, so very easy. Once I did that, I pressed record and I was able to get a pattern going on. Now, if I add the other drums that I made prior to, the sounds from Serato Studio, along with my sample drums, it'll sound like this. It's got a nice little swing to it because I've added a little bit of swing here inside the program to give the drums a little more life. And the audio samples tab inside of Serato Studio, there are a bunch of different loops and one-shots that you can use, again, all royalty free. So I found the sample called Serenade. When I found the sample Serenade, I realized that it's at 77 beats per minute and it's also in A minor. Now, my session is at 106 beats per minute and at A major. So I was wondering, hey, is this gonna work? Of course it will, because it's Serato Studio and it's got that power, pitch, and time built in. It's gonna automatically time stretch it and key sync everything to make it work. So I'm gonna play the original sample. Really kind of beautiful and lush. And now playing it here sounds like this. So automatically bump it up to 106 BPMs and also transposing it now to A major, and it sounds clean. No artifacts, no glitches, no pops, super smooth. Okay, I wanted to add on another sample here, so I found another one called Weirdness, and I'll type that in. And let's listen to that one as well. So with this sample, it's at 70 beats per minute, but it's almost playing double time at about 140 or so. But it's also in A minor. When I threw it inside of Serato Studio, it automatically synced up to 106 BPMs and also to A major. So I'm gonna play that along with Serenade real quick so you can hear what the two of those things sound like together. Really, really smooth, clean. Again, no artifacts, no glitches. Everything just syncs together perfectly in time. Really great. Okay, and I had one other sample that I wanted to use, which is a xylophone sound. So, and I only wanted to use parts of it, but I knew it would kind of add a little flavor to it when I add it. So I'm gonna type in xylophone. Beautiful xylophone here. I'm gonna play this here real quick. This is at 120 beats per minute and also in E minor. So you see that the BPMs and the keys are all over the place. But again, the power of Serato Studio is that it can make everything match together very easily and super fast. Okay, now with the three of those things playing together at the same time, it sounds like this. That xylophone has an effect on it. Serato Studio comes with a gang load of built-in effects. So what I did was I added on an echo inside of the program and kind of gave a little more life to that xylophone as it's playing. And again, everything kind of locks in, super smooth, clean, sounds really beautiful. So let's add the drums to those three samples and see what it sounds like. So the next thing I want to do is add a bass sound. So I found an 808 head explosion bass sample inside of Serato Studio and started playing it out. And what's great about Serato Studio is that it has this thing called play and key. And what play and key does is that it forces the notes that you're playing to fit to the key of the session that you're in, right? So you can almost not play a bad note. So these two right here are gonna lock in to make sure that you can always play the right note at the right time. So let's go through the scale real quick. Right? I can also play chromatically. So if I turn off play and key, then I can play it. Right? But I like that play and key, so I'm gonna keep that on, right? And with the play and key turned on, I basically recorded a quick bass line. So I'm gonna play that along with the track. Here we go. Sounds pretty good. Now, I'm gonna have my man Jacob come in here and play some bass over this. Take out my 808 and have him play some live bass to kind of get this sounding really, really live, right? Before I do that, I'm gonna show you one other thing that I did was I added on a virtual instrument. What's great about Serato Studio is that, again, a lot of preset sounds are inside the program, drums, samples, instruments, one-shots, even effects that you can use inside of Serato Studio, but you can also use audio units in VST instruments and also effects as well. So in my plugins tab, I was able to go to my instruments and I was able to find the piano from Arturia to load in. So I'm gonna show you this really quickly on the screen. And here it is right here, right? And again, that play and key feature is set inside of Serato Studio, so you can start to play in key to the session that you're in. But there's also this really cool thing called auto chords, which will allow you to basically be able to play chords with the press of one button based upon the amount of notes that you want to be in the chord. 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. And you can make those changes directly inside of Serato Studio. As well, you can turn up the feel, which will allow you to get a little bit of a strum kind of going on. So when I press this key here, there it is. Right? And that's gonna all kind of fit in when you start to play, right? So I added that on as well. It's like a little kind of additional piece to the track. And I'll just play a little bit of that really quickly so you can see what that sounds like. Okay, so there it is right there, right? So now with all these pieces that I have, right, I built a couple of scenes, and the scenes are gonna be parts of your songs, right? Like your intro, your verse, your chorus, your breakdown, your drop, your bridge, and your outro, and then variations of those things, right? I built a couple of these scenes, and now taking these scenes, I can actually arrange it into a song. So over here in the song view, when I click this here, it brings me over to the song view. And the only thing I have to do is just take these down here and kind of build out the track as it goes along. So literally kind of click and drag and bring it down. And so I did that for the track here. And now down here at the bottom, when I go to play it, inside of the song view, it starts to play the track out. We're going to the second scene right now. Just kind of jumping around. Okay, so we got something really cool right there. So again, I added on a bass line here, this 808, but I want to get Jacob to come in here and play something live on top of what I've made here. So in order for me to get Jacob to play into Serato Studio, I need to set up an audio track. So here, I'm going to press Add Audio. And with Add Audio, now I have this section up here where I can choose my channel input. In order for this to be able to show up, I need to make sure that my sound card is being seen. So if I go to the preferences here, I can make sure that whatever sound card that I'm using, in this case is the iConnectivity sound card, then I can set it up for the audio output to go to the speakers and also the audio input to make sure that I'm inputting the audio that he's going to be playing. And once we get him set up, we can listen to what he's doing by using the audio input monitoring. We can see the levels of what he's playing coming in as well to adjust to make sure that we're getting in just that right amount of volume. And then I can press record and have him start recording in over the track. So let's grab Jacob and get him in and play some bass. All right, so I got my man Jacob here from Sweetwater. He's gonna play some bass over this track. I've set up a loop here, so he's gonna play over this loop a number of different times, a bunch of different riffs, and then from there, I'm gonna take those pieces and edit them and spread them across the track. So let's get into recording. So my man Jacob from Sweetwater just absolutely laid down some funky bass there on top of this track. So what I want to do now is go through some of that performance, find some of those best pieces, make some cue points along the way, and then start to include them into the timeline of the song to finish it out. So I got the first cue point that's already set up here. And you'll notice that everything's locked in to the grid from when he played. It's kind of automatically just synced up with Serato Studio, which is really great because it's going to make it easy for me just to kind of drop those pieces in and have everything stay in time. So I'm going to take the recording that's down here that we kind of looped and played. I'm going to get rid of it there. Start from the top here. And I only want to grab maybe this first part here. So I'm going to take that there and then drag that down and have that be a part of the intro. And I'm gonna do Command D to copy that over. Let's listen to see what that sounds like. And maybe right here, what I'll do, this is zoom out so we can see that waveform real clear. I'm gonna actually also open this up a little bit too so we can really kind of see that waveform nice and clear. I might just bring it back just a little bit so it stops right before the next part comes in. So let's play it one more time and see. Okay, great. So I'm gonna scroll through the track a bit more and make some more cue points. I like this right here. So I'm gonna go right here to this cue point, and because our quantize turned on, when I press the next pad, it'll lock right into the grid. And let's go for about 4 bars there, and take that pad and drop it down right there. Cool. And let's find another part that might work as well. Let's take it from here. So I'm gonna press number 3 or pad number 3 right there. Cool, and I'm gonna go another 4 bars. And I'm gonna drag that one down as well. Cool, let's listen and see what that sounds like. Nice, nice, nice. Let's grab a couple more pieces. Let's see here. Let's see what that sounds like there. So I'm gonna put another cue point. I can press number 4 on the keyboard or pad number 4. Okay, so let's grab that from here to here. That should do it. And let's bring that down here and see what that sounds like. Okay. And what I might do actually, I'll leave it like that. Kind of like it. Kind of works. Okay, cool. Nice. And I'm gonna find another piece that's gonna fit for the chorus section as well. So let's gotta go through a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna do that right there. So I'm gonna press number 5 on the keyboard or the 5th pad here. And let's see how much I wanna take of that. Maybe that little 4 bar there. And I'm just gonna drop that down. Now I'll duplicate that. Command D over again. And there I have that part. So listen to it from here. Okay, great. And I'm gonna take that whole section that I just started working with, Command D, and then copy it over again a couple of times. And then I'm gonna take that first part that I had and make that outro happen. So just that easily, I was able to take a bunch of the stuff that Jacob was playing, put some cue points along the way for the best parts that I liked, and then drag them down into the audio track to start working with them. What's extra incredible about Serato Studio is this. When I make changes to the BPM, the key, faster or slower, or changing going up or down in key, that pitch and time algorithm is taking full effect, right? Everything's gonna sound smooth, clean, no glitches, no artifacts, no pops. And I don't have to go through each and every individual track to transpose it. Everything happens in one shot. Let's check it out. Kind of like that G major right there. So as you saw, changing the BPM, faster or slower, changing the key around, all of that, everything locked in together, including everything that Jacob played on the bass. This is incredible. Imagine that you have an artist that wants to sing over a track, and actually they could record their vocals in here if they wanted to, but you had to send them the track as a reference. And you send it to them, they're like, this is great, but can you slow it down a little bit? And can you change the key, maybe 1 or 2 steps, so it's a little bit easier for me to be able to sing, right? Normally in other DAWs, you would have to go through each and every individual track, try to time stretch it, change the BPM, so on and so forth. That can be a little bit cumbersome, right? Here, within a couple of clicks, you can make that happen, send it off to the artist, they're good to go. And then you get the artist in the studio with you and record them directly inside of Serato Studio, singing, rapping, whatever they do. Right here inside of Serato Studio, you can do everything. So now that I have this set in a way that I like it, I can bounce this out, right? I can go to my master, and in the master, I can add on some mastering effects that are built inside of Serato Studio. So I have some EQ here, some compression, some limiting. And if I wanted to, I could add on my own VST or audio units plugins, right? So very easily, your favorites that you use all the time for your mastering, throw them in here and they'll work automatically. When you bounce out the audio, you'll notice that you get a building waveform of what it's gonna look like if you were playing it inside of Serato DJ Pro, right? You get those colored waveforms. So you see the colors of your bass frequencies, your mid-range frequencies, your voices and such, and then also then your highs, right? Absolutely incredible. Let's play this out and just watch the waveform build as we go along. Beautiful. Waveforms right there, right? You know now what you see and what you hear match each other very well. Now let's export this song. So go to export song here at the top, and I can export it either as a WAV file or as an MP3 320. Or if I want to, I can export out the stems. And with the stems, I can do them as WAV files or MP3 320. And for the drum pads that I was using inside of my drum deck, I can have all those individual sounds stem out at the same time. My kick, my snare, my hi-hat, claps, so on and so forth. If I turn this on here, and if I happen to be sending this to a mastering engineer for them to master the track, then I can turn this on to decrease the audio output for the stems by about 6 dB. So it gives a little bit of headroom for your mastering engineer to get it all done and make it sound good and clean, right? Once you're done, you're good to go. The speed, the efficiency, the clarity of Serato Studio is matched by nothing else. It's absolutely incredible. Remember that pitch and time algorithm is built directly inside of Serato Studio, making it fast and efficient to be able to use. This has been a lot of fun rocking with Serato Studio. You need this in your life. Call your Sweetwater sales engineer right now and ask them about pricing for Serato Studio. My name is OP from Serato, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.